That's a real grill with real wood on there. This is not a Traeger. Nothing against Traeger and those, you know, artificial smokers or whatever they call them that you plug into the power. But this is what a real grill should look like right here. You know, it's real wood, real fire, and it's gonna be real smoke. You're gonna get a real deep smoke ring. And y'all will see once I shut it down and the smoke starts pouring out. But right now I'm making my own coals, my own charcoal. And you know, once it cooks down the coals, then I'm gonna break all the coals up and kind of make it a smooth coal bed. And I'm gonna take that cherry and just put chunks of cherry over the top of the coal bed, and it's gonna create this beautiful, like rich and beautiful smelling smoke. And that smoke is gonna penetrate deep into the meat. You know, because sometimes with those like Traegers and just other type of smokers that you plug in and you put pellets in, it's just a little bit of smoke and your meat doesn't get a deep enough smoke ring. Like I like that meat to be good and smoked. It's all about God. The end of another long, fun farm day, and we're getting in here in the kitchen. And you all requested that I do more curing and smoking videos. So today we have this boneless ham, and it's really a half a ham. And this is from our hogs on our farm. This is our last ham that we have left from last year's pigs that we butchered in December. And we're gonna cure this ham today, and we're gonna use brown sugar. The ingredients are very, very simple. You can use these same ingredients for bacon as well. What you do is you don't cure it as long. So with this ham, this half a ham, we need to cure this for probably about a week. And we're really just curing for taste. We're not curing to be able to hang it in the barn without refrigeration and without a freezer and all those type of things. But we're curing just to get that ham smoke cured taste. And we're not gonna use any pink or Himalayan salt or any of those type of things. We're just gonna use salt with non-iodine salt. We're gonna use black pepper and brown sugar, and that's it. Super simple. Anybody can do it at home. You probably have all those ingredients in your pantry already. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply the salt, cover it in salt, cover it in black pepper, and then pat the brown sugar on top of it. Turn it over, do the same thing. And I'm gonna put it in a vacuum seal bag. You don't have to put it in a vacuum seal bag, but that's just what we do since we have it already. We do a lot of butchering, you know, home butchering, so you know we have those things already. But if you just had a Ziploc bag, you can use that as well. And so I'm gonna put it in a vacuum seal bag, and we're not gonna vacuum seal it real tight. We're gonna leave a little air in there, you know, so that the meat can absorb and you know let off the liquids and things like that. It's gonna let off. But anyway, so we're gonna get to curing it. And like I said, we're not curing it to be able to hang it in a barn or nothing like that. We're curing it to taste so that we can smoke it and eat it, you know, within 3 or 4 months. And, you know, we're going to have it in the freezer, so we don't need to, you know, cure it in that way. But, so first, I'm going to take the salt. And very, very simple. You just coat it very well and evenly with the salt. Get a nice amount on there, as much as you can, get in all those cracks and crevices. Don't be afraid to put too much salt on there because you know, you're gonna wash it off at the end of the cure before you smoke it. So you just get a lot of salt on there. It's probably enough. Make sure you get in all the cracks and crevices. Any little cracks you see, make sure you get on the sides. Alright, so that's the salt. And we're gonna take our black pepper. And same thing, don't be afraid of it. You can't put too much on there really with this type of cure. Just get a nice even coat. You really could do this with just salt, but we do the pepper and the brown sugar for taste. Because like I say, with this simple cure that we're doing today, it's really just for taste. You know, we're not trying to, you know, make it be able to stay hanging outside in the barn. You know, because we have refrigeration and freezers. Alright. Now for the brown sugar. Like I say, you just put it on there and just kind of pat it on there. Kind of pat it on there so it'll stick. Just kind of evenly coat it. The thing about these hams are, the longer you leave them in the refrigerator curing, the more of the cure that you're going to taste after you smoke it. We like to leave our hams in the refrigerator with this cure for about a week, week and a half, something like that, you know, just to be safe. And you know, after that we take it out and go ahead and smoke it. With bacon, you can use the same recipe, but we found that if you do it with bacon, don't leave it in there for a week. Only leave your bacon in there for about 3 days if you're doing this type of cure, because if you leave your bacon in there, because we did that before, we cured the bacon and the ham together, and we left them in there at the same amount of time, and the bacon had too much cure. The cure soaked in too much.
It was too sweet.
It was too sweet, right. So we're just gonna flip it over. Do the same thing on this side. Just gonna take our salt, get it in all these cracks and crevices real good, under all these folds of skin, because the salt is gonna kind of dry it out. It's gonna pull the moisture out of the ham. That's why I say we're not gonna vacuum seal it tight, because while it's in the refrigerator curing for that week, it's gonna pull all the moisture out, or most of the moisture, not all of it. Because like I said, we're not getting all the moisture out like you would if you didn't have a refrigerator and you want to leave it in your barn or leave it hanging out in the kitchen or something like that. This is not the cure for that. This cure is, like I said, is mostly for taste, to get you that ham taste. And a lot of people think that in order to get that ham pink in the inside and tasting like a ham, you have to use pink salt and all type of other, you know, non-natural things. You don't have to do any of those things. Our hams get their pinkness in the inside from the smoke, you know, smoke ring, and you just smoke it slow and for a long time to get that pink ham color, and we love it. We love it.
So good.
So we got the salt on there, and now I'm going in with the pepper. Like I said, you don't have to be scared. Just get it all around there, and it's gonna be delicious. Just getting it on all these little corners and things. All right. Now for our brown sugar, like I say, just put it on there, kind of smooth it out a little bit, and then pat it on there. Pat it on there so it won't all fall off. If some falls off, that's fine. Try to get up under those tucks of skin, those folds of skin. Just pat it on there good. Some of the stuff that fell off to the side, you can pat that on there as well. Yeah, this brown sugar is just gonna give it that good, like, maple glazed or glazed ham taste. It's gonna be amazing. And y'all are gonna see once I get it off the smoker how beautiful it's gonna be, how pretty it's gonna be. But yeah, that was probably about 2 cups of brown sugar that I used. And like I said, just use however much you want. There's no certain recipe. You can use less salt, less pepper, but like I said, it really doesn't come out the amount of salt and the amount of pepper and brown sugar even. It really doesn't matter how much you use. You just want to get it evenly coated, and it's really based off of how much of this cure gets into the meat, gets into the taste. It's based off of how long you leave it in the refrigerator. And like I said, we only do it for about a week and a half, something like that, just to be safe, to make sure the meat doesn't go bad. And but I'm sure you could do it, you know, for longer than that. You can already see that salt pulling some of that moisture out already. All right. So I'm gonna get it in my vacuum seal bag. And some of that cure is gonna come off. Like I said, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of it and try to pat it back on there. Or even just drop it in the bag. Slide in there the best you can. And I can take some of that extra stuff that fell off Just throw it in the bag. Pat it back on top of there. Cause when it's in the refrigerator, after you after you vacuum seal it, you're gonna turn it every day on the opposite side. So it really doesn't matter which side has the most cure on there, because each time you flip it when it's in the refrigerator, it's gonna get that cure on that side, and the cure is gonna go to that side of the bag on the bottom. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna attempt to use this vacuum sealer.
You can do it.
Oh yeah. So it's pretty simple. You know, you have just a few different buttons here. Let's just open this up right here like that. Take your bag and slip it under there, I believe. Like that. Close it down on it. And then you, I think you pulse, right? To get the air out.
That's correct.
So like I said, we don't want to take all the air out. We're gonna take out a little bit. Leave a little room. Alright, I think that's about enough. And so now we're gonna seal it. And we just push this manual seal and it's gonna create the seal there. So we're gonna put this in the refrigerator now.
Yep, now face right there.
We just pop it in the freezer, leave it there for about a week. Alright, we'll see y'all in about a week. So it's about 30 minutes later, and our wood is cooked down and it's ready to be broke up. And I'm gonna spread my wood out and flatten out my cold bed. And I'm gonna take some of this cherry here that you see I have in the thing. I already have it split down in small sizes. And then once I get my cold bed flattened out, I'm gonna take some of that cherry and kind of set it on the cold bed in different spots. And that's gonna create my smoke. You know, it's gonna smoke my meat. Because this is oak here. And it's not cherry oak, but it's more like red oak or pin oak or something like that, even a little pecan. But I like to let the smoke that comes off the meat be, that gets into the meat be cherry, because it gives it kind of a sweet flavor, sweet smoke flavor. But I'm gonna show you right now how I break the coals down and spread them out and put the cherry wood on top of it. So I just take my poker here, and poke at some of these pieces, break them up a little bit more. I spread my coals out. Spread all the way out evenly, and that's about good there. And then, so now I'm gonna take my chunks of cherry, and just spread them out. And so that right there is gonna start to develop smoke. And then I'm gonna shut this down. And then let the grill get up to temperature. And I'm gonna put my ham on there.
Y'all having fun?
Yeah.
Y'all look like swimmers. No, you trying to shoot me with the water gun? No, don't get water on me. Ah!
What's this, Mom?
What you got, buddy? Oh, look at you. Oh, wait. Oh, you squirting me. You squirting me. No, no, what?
I did that.
Woo!
What's that? It's swimming. What?
Look at this swim. It can really swim.
Alright, y'all, so I have my half a ham that's been curing for about a week. And we're finna get ready to get it on the smoker and let it smoke for about 3 hours. This is a half a ham. And I put in some pictures of what a whole ham looked like after we cure it and smoke it. Because this one right here might not look like what you used to seeing in the grocery store, but it tastes better. You know, we just cut a ham, we deboned the ham, you know, from our pigs and cut it in half just to have smaller pieces, you know. So I'm gonna get it on the smoker. Put it over here on this side. As you see, that good old cherry smoke rolling now. It smells so good, it smells sweet. Just take my ham and just set it right in the center right there. And shut it down. All right, y'all, so it's been about an hour and 30 minutes, maybe about an hour and 15 minutes, something like that. So we're gonna check on this ham and see how it's looking.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you can see it's cooking pretty good. It still has probably about another hour to go. I can tell because of how the fat on top looks. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna actually turn this around so we get an even smoke. See what's going on the bottom there. Got some grill marks on there. We're just gonna turn it around like this right here. And it's probably about done. We might give it about 30 more minutes, but I can feel the way it feels. It's about done. It feels pretty firm. So let me close this down. You don't want to lose too much heat. But so we'll get at about 30 more minutes, and then we'll take that ham off and set it on the cutting board and let it cool for about 30 minutes, 15, 20, 30 minutes, something like that. And then we'll cut into it and let y'all see what it looks like and how that cure soaked in and how that smoke turned that meat, you know, pink from the smoke ring. Because a lot of people use Himalaya or pink salt, curing salt.
Salt.
And we really don't want to use any of those things. We want to keep everything natural. So we just use salt, pepper, and brown sugar to cure. So I don't have a meat slicer, anything like that. So I just get it as thin as I can with my knife. Just good smooth cuts. Kind of let it fall down, just cutting it. But yeah, this ham is ready to eat. But you can also, you know, put it in the skillet and fry it up. First piece. Like I say, this is a boneless, pasture-raised half of a ham that we smoked and cured on I.A.G farms. No, be quiet in the background though.
That was good.
Oh yeah. Just cutting it as thin as I can without breaking that slice, so it can stay nice and pretty. So this is a half of a ham, farm raised, pasture raised, off of the pigs that we raised last year. And I kind of moved some of the pieces to the side and pull one out. Let's just pull one out down here. And I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about the pinkness of the ham. Let's inspect this meat. All right. So this ham is done, ready to eat. And a lot of times they tell you that in order to get your ham pink, like you see that pinkness right there? That's not from pink salt. That's natural, like from smoke. And you see it's kind of pink in here as well. You see it's juicy, right? Yeah, juicy. Watch me, I push my finger off in it. Still see that finger? Good and juicy. So yeah, so this is good and juicy, and you can see it's pink. We didn't use any pink salt, any Himalayan salt or whatever that stuff is they use, that unnatural stuff that they tell you have to use to make it pink. The smoke is what makes it pink. So when you put it on the grill, on a real grill, like we had with real wood and real smoke, nothing against the Traegers and nothing against those pellets. But those pellets and the Traegers are not gonna give you that pink line right there and that pinkness in that meat. You know, so you have to have real smoke. You don't have to use pink salt. So, you know, I guess my encouragement to you is on this video that you don't have to cure your hands with pink salt. We just use salt, pepper, brown sugar for a week in the refrigerator. Flip it every day, and then smoke it on the grill for about 2-3 hours, depending on how big your ham is. And these are just some pieces, some ends that we're just nibbling on. Right now, that's good. All right, y'all. So it's I.A.G Farm. It's all about God.
All about God.
That's how we cure our hams. We'll see y'all on the next one.